Hello, good day, good afternoon, good evening. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all well, because I am weller. So, beautiful day. So, every week I come to you, and again, sometimes I got to remind people this is an opinionated uh, vlog. No right, no wrong. I live in a glass house, and all my windows are broke. So, yeah, I'm throwing rocks. And if the shoe fits, then you can wear it. And if not, then don't. Um, but it's really to get people to think, to look at different perspectives, because we live in a world where there's only one way, and it's my way. And if you're not with my way, you're against me. And so these are just some random thoughts and ideas. And every week, through contacts that we have through the Council on Aging, there's things that stir and hit triggers and pet peeves and yada yada yada. So today I want to talk about the difference between wants and needs. We really confuse them. I confuse them. So I'm going to try to clarify it in only the way that I can. So wants. We want things that are not necessary or above and beyond what we're capable or have the capacity to have. So I want more hair. Not going to happen. But when we work with so many people who have needs, it puts into perspective the difference between a want and a need. You may need a car. You may want a Lamborghini. Difference between a want and a need. Uh, you may need food. You may want lobster. So sometimes our capacity to want overwhelms us and supersedes basic needs. So we deal with a generation, and I can remember many times talking with my mom or even my grandparents, when there were huge shortages, um, people would really begin to collect them, or when money was tight, they would begin to get lots of things. For instance, when you see corn on sale, 10, 10 cans for $10 or whatever. Yeah, I'm clueless in pricing. But the point is we buy because, oh yes, I'm going to need it. Okay, you're going to eat 10 cans of corn over the what next year? Maybe eat a can of corn every week. I don't know, but we start collecting, and collecting becomes a habit, and a habit becomes hoarding. And a lot of times when it was tough, I can remember my mother-in-law would save aluminum foil, and there would be stacks of aluminum foil from different things, and pie tins. There were enough pie tins in there to last eternity. Um, or we've seen some examples, excellent examples lately of hoarding, like gas and toilet paper. People still have toilet paper a year and a half later because they hoarded so much. They had a need that became nothing more than greed and hoard. We've got masks up the yin yang here. We've got thousands and thousands of masks and hand sanitizer. Um, they're going to be here until the building crumbles and fades away, and our mask and our hand sanitizer is still going to be here. So that fine line between needing and wanting becomes an obsession. Sometimes it becomes a compulsory, almost borderline sickness of hoarding, of people who don't want to throw anything out because they might need it. I hear often people say, "Oh, I'm never going through that move again. I'm going to be here forever." Well, why? Well, I had so much to move, and so much to move is in boxes from the last time they moved, that they just moved the boxes of things that they never opened to begin with. And so one of the things that we've begun to do is to really downsize, to get rid of stuff we don't need. And now I hear people saying, but my children, this is all for them. Okay, here's a news flash. If you're living for your children, that's great. That's wonderful. But when it comes time to change your diaper or put you in a nursing home, hmm. And the sad thing is that all these treasures in your eyes are not treasures in someone else's eyes. So what you think is good for you, you automatically assume that what's good for you is going to be good for someone else. And it gets back to that whole wants and needs kinds of things. Your needs are not my needs. Your wants are not my wants. They're yours. They're mine. And so one of the things that we come across often is when mom or dad passes and the legacy that they've left behind. Think about that for a moment. What are you leaving your children? I cannot begin to tell you how many people have told me personally. I've lived through it of what was mom thinking? What am I going to do with all this? Beep, beep, beep. It really is. What are we going to do with it? Mom loved it. We don't love it. And I was going by a street just this past weekend where there was a huge sign. Uh, Someone had passed, and obviously the kids were there. Huge, huge sign said everything free because we are going to pay to someone to come and haul it out of there. Um, so we really need to think. While it may be great for us today as we are living, but when we passed, what are we passing on? And we may think in our hearts, it's a good thing. Oh, my kids will love this. Yeah, sometimes kids aren't honest with their parents. They're really saying, I hope mom gets rid of this stuff before she goes. I love her, but I don't love her stuff. And so, there are professional people out there who make a living going to help people organize their homes because they're so unorganized. And and again, I understand the cherish, but if you really want to leave a legacy, ask your kids before you go, do you want any of this stuff? Nah, I'm getting rid of it. You know, People tell me all the time, well, yeah, our kids are all gone, we're empty nesters, but we're gonna save this big house in case they want to come back. Wow. So you're already planning for them to come back. It's kind of like the mama birds. You heard the ones where they're on the nest on a cliff and they push the kids out, and either you fly or yeah. Um, but they save room and hope for their kids. And nah, kids, they're free. Let them fly. Mom, dad, they don't need your stuff. Uh, Now, again, on the other side of the coin, we have a lot of people who think that their parents are overly rich, and when they go, there's going to be a lot left behind for them, and then they're in for a rude awakening. Um, we also have people who struggle today with wants and needs, needing very basic things. But then, upon further investigation, they have a fairly sizable bank account or an investment, but they don't want to touch it because it's for my kids. Well, they're hungry, they're struggling with their prescription drugs, they have the money, but they're saving it for their kids. Um, Again, it's totally your choice. But the struggles, many times us as parents, we struggle when we have little kids. Why do we need to struggle when our kids are grown and gone? My personal opinion is not a time for older people to struggle. It's a time for older people to live. So kids, if you're out there, help your mom and dad with wants and needs. Don't let them hoard. Let them leave a legacy of the good memories and the good times, and not what sometimes dogs leave behind in parks for someone else to pick up, if you know what I mean. So go enjoy the day. Do some decluttering. Get rid of some stuff, and it doesn't matter how old you are. Don't save that stuff for other people. And if you think you're going to use it, you ain't going to use it. And if you ever need it, go get another one. Quit saving stuff. Move on. The past, it clutters the mind, it clutters the house, it clutters the garage. Oh, if I only had that screw, if I only. Time to move on. Leave a legacy of a clean slate for the next generation. This has been Rich, just Rich, plain old Rich, saying peace out.